Welcome to Launching Your Business and what we call the first chat. So this may have been your experience. If not, this is typically what most people experience as they come into business. So they were first introduced to oils, they set up an appointment, or they went to a class on how they learned about essential oils, and they had this intro to essential oils conversation. And then generally you enroll and do a membership overview. So a follow-up after you get your oils, so you understand how to use your membership, how to order, you make a wish list, you enroll in the loyalty rewards program, and then you're invited to learn about the business and have a business overview and get a better understanding of what it is, the possibilities and opportunities. And so this is what you kind of have come through, and you're at this point where we're having the first chat. You've decided this is something you want to do at different levels, depending on who you are. And so we're going to go through the first chat, and I'll share the agenda in just a minute. But just so you know, kind of the flow for you is that once you have this first chat, you're going to set up your initial training, and that's to help you to learn what you need to know in order to really launch your business. And then you're going to launch your business. And after you launch your business, and as you continue to grow and build your business, you will have advanced training and continuous coaching. So training is really where you learn things that you don't know. And coaching is helping you to improve on those things that you do know, so you can improve on your skills. So the agenda for this training is we're going to define your goals, we're going to gather some data about you, set some expectations, go over what we actually do as doTERRA wellness advocates, and then an overview just so you can see the customer's view of that experience, and then how to plan your time, and then the next steps. So what are your goals and your vision? So you need to write this down. Here's just some questions you might answer, but there will be other things that you might consider your goals and your vision and why you want to do doTERRA, what sparked your interest. So I'd recommend answering the questions of what are some of the reasons you wanted to start this business, how much time do you want to spend in your business, and how much money do you want to make in your business. And you might have time frames like initially this much and eventually this much, or spend this much time now and do full time later. So you really want to jot those down just so that your mentor will understand where you're at and anything else that you have on your plate. So also you need to write down what are your strengths. It's important that your mentor knows what may be easy for you. So what kind of experience have you had in the past that might make doing doTERRA easy for you, or things that you look forward to that you think will be fun or enjoy about creating your business. Next, you'll want to write down what are your areas of concern. So there might be things that you're concerned about, not sure of, questions that you have. You just want to jot those down. And some of you may not have any questions or concerns at all. You're just super excited. That's okay too. But if you do have any concerns, you want to make sure that you write those down. And what do you expect from your mentor? So this is really important that the expectations that you have for your mentor are out there, so that they can either say, yes, that's something I can do, or if it's not something that they can do, they can correct that expectation. Next, so what you can expect from your mentor, that they will give you the opportunity to transform your life, literally transform your life in so many different ways, whether it's through health, relationships, with financial well-being. It's available. They will also help you to meet your individual financial goals. They'll simplify the process so it's easy for you to move forward and to do well in doTERRA. They'll help you to learn to do this business in a simple and a fun way. And they'll also make sure that you have the training that you need and coaching sessions so that you can practice and get better. They'll help you to review your goals and progress. And that they will be completely honest with you. When you're doing awesome and doing things really well, that they'll be honest with you. And if they see opportunities for improvement, that they will let you know as well. And they are really there to support you, to encourage you, and to cheer you on. So how does that sound for you? Okay, so the expectations for you. These are some of the things that your mentor will expect from you, is that if you have any kind of struggles or challenges or questions that come up, that you will be completely open with asking them, sharing them, and being honest with where you're at in the business. That you will also, because everyone's busy and has their lives, that you, if you have an appointment scheduled with your mentor, that you'll try to give at least 24 hours notice if you need to change that or cancel that, so that they can schedule different things with that time. And that you will be committed to always learning new things and getting better, because everyone will be coming in a different skill level with different experiences. And just know that you're capable of learning, and because you're capable of learning, you're capable of practicing and improving. And so that's what we expect. Now, this is a really good thing to get out there, is just boundaries. That we want you to know that when time is scheduled for like a mentor call or coaching call, or it's a training or something, that's business time. And really wanting to get to what's going on in your business, or if it's practicing. And when it's friend time, that could be scheduled or unscheduled. Sometimes you're working with friends that are close by and you see them at the park, or you're picking kids up from school, or you work together. Just know that those times are friend times. That's not business time. It's not scheduled for business. And so it's just going to be friendship as usual. Now, if you wanted to talk about business when it's not scheduled, you're welcome to do that and bring that up and ask your mentor if that's fine. And your mentor will ask permission of you. So if you, for instance, maybe your family and you're at a family party, they'll ask permission if it's okay to bring up business. But we don't want to have those awkward times, or you feeling like they're always talking about business, that those kind of relationships can be hurt by that. Now, I really want you to understand how simple it is as far as what we do. Basically, we set up appointments or classes, that time to be able to teach people. We set up those appointments, and then we do those appointments or the classes, and we teach others to do appointments and classes as well. And then we make sure that our customers are happy and taken care of. And then we're always learning new things as needed. So that's pretty simple, right? Okay, so I want to also give you an overview of the customer experience so that you can get a better understanding of kind of the flow or process that people go through. Generally what happens is people will bring up the conversation with you, or you with them. Somehow you end up talking about oils. And if they're open to learning, then you want to set up a time to teach them. And that could be in a class. It could just be one-on-one or with a group of friends. But we teach them, and it's that intro class. And if they're open to using oils, so this is door number 2, if they're open to using oils, then we want to help them to enroll with a kit and get oils in their home, learn about the loyalty rewards program, and how to use their membership. And we call that the membership overview. And so we teach an intro to oils, then we teach them a membership overview. And then if they are open to sharing or building a business, then we want to teach them about that. They're not necessarily committing to do it, but if they're open to learning, then we want to teach them. And that's that business overview that you just barely had. And so we call those the 3 doors of openness. And so just a summary of what customers do is that they set up appointments, or they set up a time to come to a class with you. And then they come to that appointment or class. And then they enroll. They may give you referrals, and they get their oils. And then once they do that, they attend a follow-up appointment with you. We call it a membership overview. And this is where they go over the products that they just purchased. They make a wish list of other things that they may want, and they set up their loyalty rewards order. And then you invite them, if they're open to learning about the business, and they'll attend a business overview to learn more about the business. And then the training begins. So they have this first chat, whether it's live with you in face-to-face, or over the phone, or over the computer, or they watch this and they send you the information. So planning your time. This is crucial to understand time management as far as business, because I know you're busy. We all are busy. So how are some people being really successful creating their own business while they have all these other things going on? So let me give you the plan so that you can be successful. And I call it the 50-50 rule. And this is basically 50% of your time should be in appointments. This is meeting with people, whether it's face-to-face, over the phone, or online. And the different appointments that we have, the intro to oils class, that membership overview, the business overview, this is crucial to your success, is that 50% of your time is spent in these appointments. The magic happens there. The relationships are built. And it's just so edifying to your life, that 50%. And then 50% of your time that you've dedicated to doTERRA should be spent with everything else. So admin stuff, that you're having to enter enrollments or track some things, or kind of marketing stuff, If you're learning new skills, then that's, 50% of your time could be spent on training, coaching, practicing, team calls. When you have people on your team that wants to do the same thing, you might be spending some time training them, and also planning, setting up those appointments and reminders. So let's give an example. If you were to just be spending 10 hours a week with doTERRA, so maybe you have a full-time job, part-time job, you're busy, you just say 10 hours is my max. So how this would break down, you'd be spending 5 hours in appointments per week. So that could be 5 one-on-ones that you just allotted time for. It could be 2 to 3 classes with 3 to 7 people each. And then the other part of your time would be learning the skills that you need to know in order to invite people, to teach people effectively, enroll, ask for referrals, you're practicing time, you're setting up those appointments, you're having a weekly coaching call to get better. So that's how your time would be spent. Well, let's look at the results if you were to do just that. So the results from this would be that you'd be setting up 5 appointments per week. From that, you would enroll about 10 people per month. And if the average enrollment was around 200 PV, which some are larger, some are smaller, so on average about 200 PV, you would be earning $400 in Fast Start bonuses per month. You would reach the rank of silver within about 6 months, which is on average about $1,000 per month initially, and so about $25 per hour if you're still spending just that 10 hours a week. And it would take about a year to reach the rank of gold, which is around $3,000 per month. And so around $75 per hour. That's pretty good. And then it just continues to grow from there. And this is assuming that your builders, the people who come in to work with you as you're building those different ranks, that they're also spending at least 10 hours a week. Now just imagine if some of them are spending more, or maybe you are able to spend some more here and there, that it could go faster. But that's just 10 hours a week, just to give you an example. So your time really is money. And you initially said in one of those questions, like, about how much time did you want to spend or could you spend per week? You really want to hone in on that and what you're willing to commit to now, knowing that this is awesome because it's flexible. It can go up, it can go down, but on average, about how many hours per week. And so what you want to do with that is really look at your calendar. And we'll have an advanced training on this to help you really schedule your time so you can be efficient. But this is an example of one of my weeks. So I've just scheduled in things that I'm committed to that are actually appointments that aren't really flexible in the amount of time, when I can do them. So this isn't like laundry or cooking dinner, preparing stuff like that. So if you work full-time or part-time or go to school, you want to put in the hours that you work that are regularly scheduled there. So I put in my kids' activities. We schedule out dinner, date night, some just different things that are going on, carpool, that I'm responsible for. And then I put in there, okay, so if I'm spending 10 hours a week, where could I do that? And I've just put a couple of hours, 3 days a week in the morning, and then a couple of hours in the evening. So these could be classes, these could end up being appointments. This is, I could set up, a couple of hours on Monday and Tuesday to be setting up appointments, and then I leave Thursday, Friday, Saturday to do those appointments. So it can look differently, but just know that that's what you'll want to do, is look at your calendar, block in the times that you are committed to something, and then block in your doTERRA time. And then you'll have other responsibilities that might be more flexible that you could shift around. And if somebody can't meet you at that time, you might have white space where maybe I'm shifting this time on Friday and I'm doing an appointment later instead of doing it earlier. And so it gives you a lot of freedom. So your next steps will be schedule an initial training. Now, let me tell you what that initial training looks like. This is where you're going to learn all the things that you need to know in order to launch your business. So you'll learn the admin stuff, like setting up your LRP if you haven't already. That 100 PV LRP is required to earn commissions, that you'll be scheduling your weekly coaching call. You'll be aware of, be able to schedule in the team call that you have, whether it's weekly or monthly, and then the Facebook group, the customer and the business Facebook group, just making sure that you join those. And then in that training, you'll be learning how to enroll someone in your back office, like how to do that, basics of the comp plan so that you'll be profitable your first month. We'll be able to break down your goals so that you have a weekly plan. We'll prioritize your names list so you know like who you'll be reaching out to. And the most important part is that you'll be learning how to book those appointments or classes, how to invite people. We'll be practicing those things so that it's comfortable. It's not weird. You're not feeling like a salesperson. It's just a really comfortable conversation that you're having with people, and that you're effective at setting up those appointments. And then what do you do in that appointment or that class? Like, how do you teach? You'll learn all about how to do that so you can do it effectively, and that you'll have a script to follow so you'll know exactly what to do and say. And that's the initial training. And that takes generally between 2 and 4 hours. And you can do that with your mentor, set up that time, and it can be in one sitting, or you could schedule out a series of times throughout a week to get up on that training. You can watch the training here and then do the practicing with your mentor and the different assignments that you're given as well. So know that that's available. But you want to schedule that initial training as soon as you can. So get it done. The things that you need to get done. You need to send your answers to your mentor that you answered through this. If you haven't, take the time to answer those and have that conversation with your mentor. Then you want to block out specific doTERRA time and schedule the time for the initial trainings.